Well, hello there, everybody. Uh, okay, that is. uh, this might be the coughing edition. So, we're live and coughing from Arlington, Vermont. This fun day uh, after after April Fool's Day. Hello there, John and James. Thank you for coming in. Sorry for being slightly late and for coughing. Good thing the microphone. Good thing I'm not like one of the ones that are like trying to can hear me or can't hear me. That is the question. Because can hear you does suggest that you forgot the apostrophe T. But all right, let's go back to comments. I can hear you okay. All right. Yay. I'll try to hit mute before coughing, but that's not going to be guaranteed. So I sound okay except for the cough. Well, yeah. I was sounding a lot worse on Friday. Friday, my nose was running faster than my feet. It was like a faucet. I don't think it was the second round of COVID because, from my understanding, COVID is more in the chest. This was all in the sinuses. So I'm on the mend. There was things I wanted to do on Friday, but I just wasn't up to it. It felt a lot different than when I had COVID. So my assumption is it wasn't COVID. I didn't get tested because as I said, this was more. I think it might have got down. I had a sore throat, but all right. Well, it looks like everyone was getting sick on Friday. Had to find out, how my coworkers were doing. No, I didn't have a migraine. It was just coughing and also when you have a CPAP machine and your nose is running, that just gets icky. So I did, I had to clean out the machine and hopefully that did something to it, but it didn't help much. But other than that, today there was a train show in Amsterdam, New York, which is about 2 hours away from me. I wound up. It was from 10 to 3, so by the time I got there, it was about 2:30. So I got the last half hour. Said hi to some people. It was, since right now I'm doing the Centennial. Had COVID at the end of the year. The worst symptom was a migraine. Huh. Now, when I had COVID, which was in November, it was like right in my lungs and all that. And I had a hard time breathing. I was constantly coughing up phlegm. But I don't remember a headache. Uh, but also, I was every now and then taking. My sister gets migraines a lot, and she had some friends of hers who were in were in the medical field, turning around and saying, "Well, if you take uh, the correct prescriptions for Tylenol, Advil, and Aleve, and combine them, it winds up knocking out everything, and don't add anything else, just because they wind up going after something specifically different, and they don't interact with each other. I guess if you wind up, like taking aspirin along with it, aspirin, I think, interacts with one of the other ones I just mentioned. So that's, I guess, not. I guess that's not a good thing. I've been having slight, I don't want to say slight headaches and all that, so I have been taking aspirin lately. But that's, it's one of those things of not having life insurance at this point in time, because my job offers it, but it's pretty much, I want to say it's almost the same equivalent to rent. And I just recently found out that rent's going up another, I think it's another $50, which is annoying, but at the same time, it's not that bad. It's definitely not enough that I feel like leaving the apartment. But I know the landlord is in the process of trying to sell the property, so maybe raising the rent, saying, "Hey, I make if you're raising the rate per month by well, if I'm getting 50, I'm assuming the other single apartment's getting 50, so that's 100 right there. The rest of the apartments are 3-bedroom apartments." So, and I have no idea how much that's going to go up. It could have went up 100. I don't know, but it might have been, might be significant enough to turn around and get a new, get a buyer or something. But don't know. All right. Huh. That's interesting. Oh, I got this set for Top Chat, not for live. All right. Yeah, because since I had it on Top Chat, it didn't for some reason put. I don't understand Top Chat and Live Chat. Live Chat makes sense. It's like, all right, when you get it, you see it. Never rented, had a house that we live in now. That is one thing that wound up being discussed at the NRA interchange. Basically for small layouts. And I also turned around and threw in what about renters? Because renters, it might be a large layout, but you can't make it permanent. Hello there, Wigwag. Thank you for coming in. And because I'm not feeling very well, I am slowly moving along. And also, that's also the reason for the slightly less Words. Yes, I can speak. There, um, you know, pretty much because I'm not feeling very well. I'm taking things a little bit slower. It's taking a little bit longer for this, for processing the work. But yeah, the idea tonight is to at least try like the base coat for the diorama and go from there. So let me switch over to different cameras. That's one thing I didn't check was which camera was which, because I have two cameras that have the same exact name of live camera, but they don't say one or two. So it's sort of a crapshoot which one I get. Oh, hello there, Dwight. Thank you for coming in. Let's see, is it the right one? Yes, it's the right one. All right. All right, now to bounce the camera around a little bit because it's connected to the backdrop or green screen. And we'll go from there. Ooh, someone got a new locomotive. That's one of the advantages / disadvantages of doing 1876 is that there's not that many locomotives that are available out there. But the good news is that you're not spending all the money. So you get to actually keep some of it. All right, we'll put this over there. This over there. We'll put that over there. We'll bring this in. And we'll start getting ready things for painting. Now, what I wound up getting for a base, the way I look at the base, doesn't really matter too much what the base is. I got the Benjamin Moore flat finish. I would lean towards either a flat or a eggshell. And this was as you can see, it was crossed off because this is it wasn't the correct paint that was wanted. So this is a reject. And that's what that's a good thing for the base coat is a paint that you save money by using a paint that's a reject, so you don't have to worry about matching the color since it is on the bottom. Oh, hello there, Mystic. Thank you for coming in. All right. So it's a relatively new brush. Sort of a dollar store brush where you get them in packs. And basically, the first coat is just basically getting rid of the white. Getting rid of white and also all the small little itty bitty holes. Now I might have to go and buy another can because I am running very low. on this, so I might not be able to do what I want to do. Where am I located? I am located in Arlington, Vermont, which is in the southwest of the state. The train show I went to today, which was in Amsterdam, New York, was about 2.5 hours or 2 to an hour and a half away from where I am, depending on which direction I went. There are options. And there, unfortunately, there is there's a river and at least one mountain range in the way. I found out that there's supposed to be another model train show that's going to be in New Hampshire, which has a mountain range in the other direction. I'm sort of living in between two mountain ranges. So Mystic, where exactly are you located? Sounds like you're not in Vermont state. So I'm assuming either Massachusetts, New Hampshire, or New York. Because Connecticut is a little bit far away from Vermont. Or it could also be from Quebec, for all I know. Hello there, Anthony. Well, give extra hugs to the rest of the Dodge clan, or the German equivalent of. That's a good thing too, is that this is, as you can, I'm not quite sure if you can see, but it is getting towards the bottom of the barrel, basically. So I might have to buy another brownish reject. This does not look, if you look at it really closely, it does not look brown. I think it's a little bit, I almost want to say it seems to have a lot more magenta in it or something. It's not just red. But it does have, looks like it has multiple colors in it. Well, Mystic, I mean, we could technically just go to Mini Prince and order chicks. I think he has chicks, doesn't he? But so I did not catch where you were. Where you're out of. It wound up scrolling. So, well, let's see. Yeah, this is old enough that it's getting chunky. But yeah, even though this was a reject, if I remember correctly, it still cost about $10. But that was maybe about 2 years ago. Because basically I wound up buying this during the pandemic. Why, thank you, Mystic. Rhode Island. Rhode Island. That might be. Well, going to Springfield. I'm not sure if you ever been to Springfield, Mystic, at Amherst. That's about an hour from my house. So I don't know how far I almost want to say he might be the same distance from Springfield. And also, come to think of it, also the elevation will be different. I'm near part of US 7 where it says there's a big sign that says this is the highest part of US 7, at, somewhere around 15, not quite 15, it's, I want to say it's about 9 feet of short of 15,000 feet above sea level. But if I remember correctly, Rhode Island is at sea level. All right, let's get rid of. Not sure how well that's gonna take stuff, but oh well. Yeah, right now I'm just using this off-colored brown to get rid of basically the white color. And I might not have enough for this. Just concentrate on the top. In Providence. Gotcha. Well, this is going to sound very naive of me, but isn't Rhode Island Providence? Or is there parts of Rhode Island that are not Providence? Well, hello there, Container Man. That is a good question. It's one of those things I drive by that sign so many times I haven't really paid attention to how many zeros are on there. But I would assume it's a Wikipedia. Would be in the Wikipedia. Wikipedia. So they have a whole section on that's dedicated to routes, interstates, and just regular routes. And US 7 is a major route. One interesting fact with routes in Vermont and also in New York, so I used to live in New York before moving to Vermont, basically just across the border. Is that Vermont does not have a Vermont 7. Just like New York State doesn't have a New York 9. And that is because since there are already numbers that are in the U.S. routes, most states decided not to duplicate the national routes. So when I was growing up, New York 7 wound up turning into Vermont 9. Doesn't quite do that anymore, because now 7 goes on to Vermont 279. Oh, no, wait a second. No, it does. Come to think of it, I am wrong. New York 7 still turns into Vermont 9. Yeah, as you can see, the paint's awful chunky. So it is close to being expired. So next time I do a diorama, I will have to get a new paint. Well, see you later, Mystic. Thank you for coming in. And as far as I know, Mystic is the closest one that has identified where they live, how close and near they live near me. I know Anthony Dodge is in Ohio, which has technically New York in the way. Whereas Rhode Island, that has only Massachusetts in the way. The short part of Massachusetts. All right, Anthony, thank you for coming in. Give the family a hug for me. I would say 1,500 feet sounds about probably more realistic, because it's not it's high, but not that high for the for routes US 7. There was a YouTube channel I was introduced just when the pandemic was hitting, and they had a mediocre mountain challenge, which was basically find the tallest mountain in your area that's very mediocre. Like the uh, like the highest point in the Netherlands is only 300 feet off the sea level floor. I was half tempted to rope back because I was trying to think what the tallest peak in Bennington County, Vermont is. And apparently that's Mount Equinox, the tallest mountain in the Taconic Range. And the part of the challenge is that you're supposed to be able to walk up to it because, the mountains are mediocre. But I was going yeah, I don't even think my car is up to climbing that. All right. I'm going to have to go with that later when that gets solid. So right now it's just flapping all over the place. All right, now to flip this over. And see about getting the parts I couldn't see. It's pointing the other direction. Now it looks like, unfortunately, this is sort of. Let's see. Yeah, this is the project is now larger than the camera frame. So there will be times I'll be going out of frame. But since it's just painting, I would have to say you could probably use your imagination. Yeah, it was my loss. But well, it's one of those things of if you wander up in the Vermont area again, possibly meet up then. Who knows? Since the pandemic, it's very hard. They're very hard. Well, at least for me anyway, to plan on things. Now with the plaster cloth, I mean, I still have holes from the cloth itself. I think if I played with the initial cleaning up and all that, might have gotten rid of more of those bubble or holes, but that's okay. We'll find ways to get rid of them. And yeah, it looks like I'm scraping the bottom now. So definitely need to get more, especially if I still have a diorama to go, which I haven't even started yet. So I will be needing more paint. Yeah, I'm pretty much scraping the bottom now. Well, if you do, you do. If you don't, you know, oh well. It's one of those things of if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I think that is the last of the paint that I have out of this can. Yeah, with all this extra last of paint, looks like I got most of the holes done. But, still have to figure out what to do with the seam here. All right. That looks like the end of the can. So put the top on, and then I shall be right back because I got to do the important thing of cleaning out the brush. What's with the bag of birdseed? I don't have a bag of birdseed. Trying to think what you're talking about. If you're talking about this right here, this is not birdseed. This is uh, aqua or aquarium rocks. I got a whole massive bag of aquarium gravel, premium. I picked this particular color because it's the color that's around here. We have a lot of marble and stuff like that, so I hope that is what you're talking about. That thing is in the middle. Well, this is the middle. I think I might have already acknowledged that. But yeah, basically what it is that I painted, after painting everything brown, I wound up painting some of the where the road bed, water bed is, black, and then I put Mod Podge and toilet paper, for the rapids and all that, and then put it on top of the aquarium gravel. And I also use it for weight for my box cars because, well, as you can see, I have a lot left over. All right. Well, everybody, talk amongst yourselves while I clean out a brush. All right, we now have a yes, it's a riverbed diorama that has it does have a covered bridge that goes with it. There's the bridge itself. This is the top of said bridge. Basically, I was making the original, which was only that large, and making it a little bit more larger. Make it the same size as the uncovered bridge one that I have. And I'm also in the process of making a what's called the covered truss bridge. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Basically, the covered truss bridge is and whereas you got the cover bridge, which covers the entire bridge. Covered truss bridge only covers the trusses, so it looks like two wooden walls on the side. It's not as well known as the cover bridge. My assumption is it's where's a the cover bridge covered the whole bridge, and that made it last longer. The covered truss bridge, it wound up lasting longer than an uncovered bridge, but it didn't last as long as a fully covered bridge. But it was cheaper to make because you're only covering just the trusses themselves. Yeah, I don't plan on dying. Anyone in Lafayette, Louisiana? That's south. But yeah, things get a little hectic in Vermont. Well, from what I understand, Vermont. When I moved to Vermont, they said there's 3 seasons in Vermont. There's you start out with mud season. Second season is road repair season. Then you have leaf peeping season, and then there's ski season. So, Northern Indiana. Oh, John Banicki, I think you might be closer to a lot closer to Anthony Dodge than I am. All right. Ooh, actually, it's quick look at the clock. And all right, let's see. Of course, the clock I'm looking at is not at the right speed. Well, the few clocks that I got that actually I should have done daylight savings time on. But it's almost time to switch over. All right. Of course, the little clock that I have, that I'm trying to keep track of time and all that. It's something that was in a I'm trying to think what they're called now. It was set up where it was a free box, and basically it's and all it was one of these little things. Takes a single AA battery. Supposed to last for a while. I had another clock that was sort of like in the same similar setup. But it's a much larger clock, but it doesn't have a second hand. This one does have a second hand. It's some of the stuff is warped on it, and definitely needs some TLC before putting the battery back into it. Looks like it's still. There we go. It's got magnets closing, keeping the door closed, and apparently some track nails got somehow stuck in it. So, but yeah, it's good for what I'm basically keeping track of, because where my monitors are, I can't see the time on the monitors. Plus, this also gives since it's analog, it also gives me an indication of how much is left, which is about 4 minutes. I did wind up buying, going to Harbor Freight and buying another set of tools for the lathe, which there they are. What these are, it says it's a mini lathe set, but the thing is that whereas the other set that I have, here I got one. I already got the one onto a tool post, but that's basically what you have is a piece of carbide welded to regular high-speed steel. These, on the other hand, look at them real closely. The carbide is actually screwed on. The bits on bits on these are they're like little triangles, and they actually have that's what these right here, both this one and this are actually they're screwdrivers, and these are extra screws for it. But basically, you can just, I'm not quite sure if you can see that there's screws there or not. Let's see if we can take this out without spilling the screws. This is probably one I might be using a lot, but you can barely see that there's a hexagonal screw on there. So what happens if, while using this point, if it winds up breaking, all you do is turn it 60 degrees, and you got a fresh point on it. So if Harbor Freight sells the actual carbide bits part of it, I did not see any, but it's one of those things. If they have the bits and all that, it'll be cheaper than the red ones, because all you have to do is just buy the tip. Brake lathe kit bit. All right, not quite sure. That's one of the things that eventually I'll see. As soon as I figure out a good camera shot for the lathe, I will be starting doing some of that. It's one of the hobbies that are I want to say model train adjacent, because you can use a lathe to manufacture your own locomotive and stuff, and retruing the wheel sets and stuff like that. So, oh, actually, I just happened to realize something. It was that thing says brake leaf bit is actually from Grandpa Rails. Thank you for coming in. I'm a little bit stuffed up and all that, so started off coughing and all that, but hopefully I'm on the mend. Friday, my nose was running more than my feet were. But now things are, the sinuses are starting to dry up to the point where I'm still coughing and sneezing, but my nose is no longer a faucet. So, well, the time now is 7:46, so I guess I'll sign off for now. Thanks everyone for coming. I think the world needs more love, so find your passion, add some silliness to it, and spread it around. Good night.